Good morning, this is Mike from newgoldenage.ca, and it's that time again. It's time to pick the pears off my pear tree. Now last year I felt that I did it a little too early and they were really hard and we didn't really get to use them. I didn't have a whole lot, only 4, but this year I probably have 12, 13 of them. For instance, this down here, look at this branch. You want to come a little closer? This alone has 4 pears. It's just weighing the branch down. It's beautiful. So I'm hoping that they're ripe. Even if they're not, a friend of mine told me that they ripe from the inside out. So if they're not ripe, we just got to sit them out and they'll eventually get ripe. Now I have to say that, you know, they're starting to turn a kind of a dark color here, if you can see that. This wouldn't be acceptable for the market and they would do something else with it, and that's a shame. I'm sure you've heard the song, I'd rather have bruises on my fruit and just leave the bees and the birds alone, for sure. Here's another. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them this year. I'm really thinking about canning. I only can fit a few. Here, take a look at this cluster. There's 3 of them here. I tell you what, this year is a pretty good success for the pears. My apples weren't that good, but it's really only their first and second year. But this pear tree has made a lot of it worthwhile to do. Now this here, this one's turning yellow. I'm assuming this one's very ripe. I'm still not. Oh, this one's full of ants too. I don't know if you can see, I've got ants growing in this one. That tells me right there that this one is probably a little too ripe. Now, do I use it? Do I just throw it away? Well, since I'm not starving, I'm just going to throw it back to the earth. So I'm going to toss it down there and let the bugs eat it, and that's okay by me. If I only lose 1 this year to ants, that's fine. What I don't want is to lose an entire tree to a bunch of kids that will grab them. And one of my neighbors over there just a couple days ago said, you know, we found a peach in our yard. Yep, that was from the party. If you look closely here, I have vines growing up the tree, and this is perfect. It's a hops for beer, and it's just part of the whole ecosystem that a permaculture food forest creates. Now I planted that, of course, but why not plant your own perennial that's just like a food forest, or just like a forest, and allow it to give you something in return? No, I don't feel that's selfish. I feel that it's smart. If we're going to have to replant, and we are going to have to replant, and we're going to have to plant our forest back because we devastated them, we might as well start over and make it in a way that it gives back to us and yet still builds the ecosystem back up. There, I believe that that's the last one on this tree. Now, keep in mind that this is a semi-dwarf, so it's not going to become, you know, a 30-foot tree, but for a dwarf tree, I want you to take a look at this. These are the pears I got off of a semi-dwarf tree. Now tell me that's not worth it. Not once did I water this tree. I didn't spray it. Insecticides, fertilizer, the only fertilizer I used was during the winter. I was throwing all of the rabbit poo all over here, and then I cover it up with leaves or whatever. So it's a beautiful thing. I'll show you later what I'm going to make out of it. Thanks.